If I was going to make $1 million in 2024, 100%, I would do exactly what I'm going to tell you in this video. And no, I'm not talking about drop shipping, digital products, Etsy stores, or anything that you have to create. This will be with very little skill, and I guarantee you've probably never heard of it before. It's going to blow your mind. Let's go. So before I dive in, 5 years ago, I had no previous online entrepreneurship experience. Here's what I did have: 18 years in ministry, which did give me a little bit of skill. However, I guarantee you probably also have the same skill, which is being great with people. If you're nominally or even average at good at talking, this will work for you. And here is the opportunity that I fell into. Because I didn't know a lot about like how to build a business, I was asking myself the question, like, what could I do that could make me money fast? So type fast in the comments if you'd rather go quicker, not slower. And that was about the time that I came across someone telling me about this opportunity. And it was a lot like this. They said to me, Eileen, if you and I were having a conversation at Starbucks and I only had about 45 minutes to tell you how to make $1 million, this is 100% how you could do it. So my ears perked up and I was like, yeah, that sounds great. He said to me, Eileen, there's one thing and one thing that sells online, and it's something called an offer. And he said, let me tell you something else. There's something called high ticket offers. I was like, okay, tell me more. He described that there were coaches and consultants that have these coaching programs. They are like 12 months long. Sometimes it's a mastermind. These are fancy pants words for high ticket offers. High ticket offers are a thing that coaches and consultants sell somewhere between 10K and about 100K, though they can be more expensive. And people buy them all day long. I know. If you didn't know that this was a thing, the waters are warm, welcome to the party. I didn't know this either, but high ticket offers are insane in the membrane. They sell all day long in every niche that you could imagine. My mentor told me that find an entrepreneur with a high ticket offer and say to them, yo, what's up? Love your stuff. Would it be helpful for you if I made you more sales into that program? And then if you said, and you don't have to pay me anything, I'll just take a percentage of the money that I make you. Does that sound like that would be helpful? And you see how in the mind of the entrepreneur, they're like, wait a second, I don't even have to like pay you anything right now. You're gonna like do this work and make me money and do an event, make me sales, and then I can pay you? They're like, yeah, that sounds great. So if you're tracking with me, then my mentor is like, okay, the only other thing that you need to do is go find somebody with an audience. He's like, maybe you haven't heard about them, Eileen. They're called influencers. Here's the one thing that they don't have. They don't have an offer. All you gotta do is get this high ticket offer and then go find an audience with some people in it and say, hey, if we did like a party together and invited your crew, like your audience, we're talking to the influencer now, and then I made an invitation into a thing and made a bunch of money, would you want to split some of that money together? And they're like, what kind of money are we talking about, Eileen? And you're like, well, I'm gonna sell 10, 20, 30K offer. It may not be for everybody in your audience. I have a very easy, elegant invitation just for the people that 100% want it. These little virtual parties that we're talking about do 6 and 7 figure days. Why? Because it's a super expensive high ticket offer being sold. Like less than 200 people in a room, you can do $1 million day. If it's making sense, give me a yes in the comments below. Can you see that if you sold a $10,000 offer and you made 10 sales, that's 6 figures right there? Yes, you have to pay a person of the cut who you got the offer from, and yes, you may have to pay the influencer, but my clients are taking home 50% or more of that money. If that sounds good to you, 50K a day, like from hosting a party, come on, somebody. Slap your neighbor upside the head and say, this is how you make $1 million in 2024. So inside this type of work, which we call event consulting, there's this thing that some people call deal structure. Now, fancy pants words like, where's the money go? How's the money work? Okay. The deal structure for event consulting typically looks like this. When I'm working with somebody, I'll say to them, yes, I will work with you for 3 events and I'll take 30% of each event. So it's like me going to the entrepreneur and you going to the entrepreneur saying, yes, I'd love to sell your stuff. What I'm going to do is actually host 3 events, and how I get paid is only when the money comes in, I take 30%. I know you're paying your closers maybe 10 to 20%, something like that. This is a little bit higher because it's a little bit more work putting on this event. So that's what I would say. If I'm talking to the entrepreneur, I say, this is something called found money. It's money that you didn't have. It's money that you weren't even looking for. It's just coming right to your doorstep like mailbox money. I'm just bringing you found money. Would that be helpful? Now, for the money side with the person with the audience, Typically, that's more like an affiliate type structure where affiliates normally earn about 20%. So then I would say to that audience, like, hey, for all the money that we bring in, I'm going to give you 20% of that. Would that be really helpful if you got 20% of $100,000? What is 20% of $100,000? $20,000? Yeah, $20,000. So is it okay with you, a person with the audience, if I send you a $20,000 check? I guarantee nobody who's an influencer is earning 20K without a lot more hustle than that. So this is a very good deal for them. And if they don't want it, like, just move on, because plenty of other people will love this opportunity. So you may be asking yourself, like, okay, cool, I'm starting to get it, Eileen. I have a couple questions around like the person with the audience. How do I find the right person and the right audience, and how do I like make sure they're the right fit for this offer? So a couple quick tips here. When you start to get into this work, you're going to find like a lot of people will really want to work with you in this. So here's my top tips that I've found when I'm looking for an audience to partner with. And it is, does this audience or this influencer already have not just an audience, but an audience of buyers? And I love an audience of low ticket buyers. If you have done the major work, which is helping somebody take out their credit card and pay you online, that is a big tick forward for those of us in event consulting, because we know we already have people in the audience who are used to taking out their credit cards and purchasing something. I hope this is making sense to somebody. So your ideal person to partner with is somebody who has something they've already sold low ticket to, because that means there's a bunch of buyers in that audience. Yeah, so you may ask yourself the question like, Eileen, if this is so cool, like, why doesn't the entrepreneur just partner with the audience person directly? And I would say to you, great question. Why don't they do this? Here is what I found of why this is helpful and they don't just cut out the middleman. Entrepreneurs who have high ticket offers, they don't know anything about hosting a virtual event. And they're not doing it. They're not selling one-to-many. They're doing normally a much harder business model. They've got a team of phone closers, or they have video sales letters and they're closing over the phone, or they're doing like a very long type of like webinar to next thing to phone closer. And it takes just 9 years for them to make a high ticket sale, whereas a virtual event or a party online or a masterclass can get a bunch of money in right away because you're selling one to many, right? You're not going one-on-one on the phone. It's leveraging time, compressing time into an event. Hopefully this is making sense. Give me a yes if this is already changing your life right now. So these entrepreneurs with these high ticket offers, they don't know anything about how to do that, how to make that engaging, how to be engaging when you're talking, how to make the invitation. They're scared oftentimes. So this is what makes event consulting so valuable, because people don't know how to do it. On the audience side, on the influencers, they don't know anything about high ticket offers or how to sell. The ability to sell a high ticket offer in an event can make you millions and millions and millions of dollars. And one day ask me how I know, because I've done it. So that is a very valuable skill for you to acquire that other people don't have. To recap, here is everything you need to crush it as an event consultant, if and when you should decide that you want to do it. Here's some steps. Number one, be cool. Okay, don't be weird. So compliment them, be normal. Hey, would it be helpful for you if I sold a bunch of your stuff and you don't have to pay me anything now, but only like if and when I made you money? Let's just hop on a quick call, talk about it. But the conversation is just easy. You say, could you send me your offer document, or could you send me your thing so I get familiar with it so I can go make you a bunch of money? That's like kind of it. Now, on the influencer side, like, hey, what you do looks fire. Remember, don't be weird. Are you looking to produce more revenue right now? I have this really cool thing where I throw a little event and then make you somewhere between $10,000 to $50,000 is what people are making from hosting this little virtual party. Does that sound like it would be easy and helpful? Happy to jump on a call if you want to a little bit more. I guarantee, even if the first person doesn't respond to that, we have a waiting list of people that want us to come and sell high ticket offers to their audience. Why? Because think about it from their side. They don't need to deliver on that offer. They're not involved in anything beyond the party, and they make that much money. It's almost like a celebrity appearance. So you see how it's just conversation and being easy. We have people right now who are doing deals every day and making money every day from event consulting. So it's introducing a valuable skill to the marketplace that other people don't want to do, or they're just not aware of how to do it. There you go. So if you would like to make $1 million in 2024, then I would highly encourage you to think about event consulting. It's really valuable. We have a huge demand on our side. I would love to have you join us and our initiatives because we have so much opportunity and so many entrepreneurs and so many influencers looking for event consultants. We would love to hire you. So if you want to dive deeper and learn more about event consulting or just crushing, growing your business, your communication skills, or just dominating it from stage, go ahead and click the link in the resources and description below because we can't wait to see you become a millionaire in 2024.